Hello, it's Colin, Mile High Modern, here in October, talking a little bit about September market stats. Also want to touch on ongoing trends, dynamics as we enter into the fourth quarter, considerations. This is the time of year where we enter into our retraction phase. If it models similarly to years past, this has pretty much the same since about 2014 or so 10 years. We're going to see prices go down. We're going to see transaction volume go down. We're going to see list sold price go down. And we're going to see increased opportunity on the buy side to negotiate. The difference this year, at least in September, is we saw inventory grow in all the markets that I work in: Denver, Boulder County, and Boulder. And that's a little bit unique. Granted, the growth in Boulder and Boulder County were pretty minimal, but seeing Denver's numbers grow that much in a market that's already starting to balance out, it's something I'm going to keep an eye out for, because if we see growth in October, then those are listings that could bleed over and give us a pretty large number of homes on market to start the year, which is traditionally not the case. We're very skinny on listings January 1 in all of these markets, and that's what starts our spring season earlier and earlier every year and creates some of that momentum to get price acceleration and competition going into the first and second quarters. So what I would like to just touch on today is listing preparation. Listings are going to be more competitive. Buyers are becoming much more scrutinizing. They're being, certainly because they're spending more money than in years past, given the appreciation combined with the higher interest rate environment, not as interested in doing projects. So getting your home ready and prepared for success sometimes is a 2-month, 3-month. Most recently, I think we've been working for almost 4 months on a transaction. It was incredibly successful, but took a lot of time and runway to get the home prepared for success. And I would encourage any of you who are considering putting a home on the market, reach out directly, because I think there's a game plan that we can put together to get you to where you go on the market and you know you're going to be the best home in your neighborhood at your price point, period. Now, there's always going to be more expensive homes. There's always going to be less expensive homes. But for what we put on the market, we want to be, for what that home is, the best that can be bought that weekend, the next week. This is something I think is going to be increasingly important as certainly Denver Metro starts to balance out. And even the Boulder County and Boulder markets are very fickle and the way they behave. And unless you are the creme de la creme, these homes are sitting on for over a month and seeing some price reductions. So here to support these preparations, listing strategies is really something I dive in deep to. I love putting on the best product we possibly can when the day comes. Now, didn't forget about buyers. Through the fourth quarter, going to be your time. If you're willing to sacrifice and take some compromise on the home that you're buying, there's some big deals that are going to be had between now and January 1. I've heard statistics that the mid-October market is one of the best to get deals. I would argue if you're shopping in December, that's usually when you find the most desperate sellers, because they do not want their listing to have a list date in 2024 and then be in 2025 with that list date what appears to be a year ago. So be on the lookout for opportunities on the buy side, and certainly the dynamic may shift into a more seller-friendly situation next year. No one really knows. Again, interest rates haven't behaved like people were expecting. That rate cut that we saw did see some relief on the 30-year fixed rate environment, only for it to go back up to 6.5 again. So we had about a 2-week period where it was right around 6 or maybe even 5.99. Now we're up at 6.5 again. I'm preparing my clients to be ready for the rates to be in the 6s for a good part of next year. And I think that's the way to go, to remove some of these externalities that you cannot control and start controlling the items that you can, because that will really dictate the most successful outcome. As always, here to chat through what that looks like for you, support your friends and family, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your October. Happy early Halloween, my favorite holiday. Talk to you next month. Ciao.